Hi, it's Carolyn. It is 8 o'clock, and I'm starting my very first um, Good Vibrations chat. So, we're going to let a few people come, let it run for a few minutes as people come on. As this is in the group, this isn't on my usual Facebook page, so I hope people know to find here. Oh, we've got two viewing. So, what I've done so that I can make sure that this is working and that I can see people's questions is, let me just refresh this page. What I've done is I've shut my computer off, but I've got my iPad here because I find the distance from me to my phone, which is where I'm running this, it's a bit small. I think I need a new subscription on my reading glasses. And so what I've done is I am gonna put the comments up here, and I'm gonna see if I can watch the feed live here on my iPad, and then that way I don't miss anybody. So, hi Lori. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a bit of an outline on how I came to study all the spiritual, metaphysical, inspirational, motivational things I did and my thoughts on it. And then I'm going to run down through how I got the idea for the group. Then we're going to, and the idea for this chat. And, oh yeah, Susan said I changed my hair. Okay, so I should address this today. I'm here. I know I love these lives, right? And then it's going to go on YouTube. So I go to a hair school downtown Toronto, and I started going when finances were very tight, like 10 years ago, and it's amazing. So I kept going, and this time one of the students, he's so good, he needed a model for one of his tests. Like, he needed a subject, so to do a technique. So he cut my hair in a specific haircut, and he had to straighten it because I told him I don't like straightening my hair because I can't use a flat iron. And then when he was blowing out my hair, he's like, oh my gosh, now I know I don't like it. So anyway, I'm going back Wednesday, and he's going to cut it back into my style. So I helped somebody pass an exam today, and that's some good karma put out there. So that's very good. So yeah, so my hair is different for today. It'll be back to crazy mama curls tomorrow. So yeah, that's the I should document a day in the life of the contest queen, or here and there, because I don't really post my crazy personal adventures that are outside of the contest community. And I think some of you would have a laugh if you followed me around for a day. So let's start back with how I came to do this. So when I was 18, my dad handed me a book, and I wish I could remember which one it was. Oh, and I have my cup of tea. I love my tea. I wish I could remember what book it was, but he said to me, if I can teach you at 18 what I learned at 36, you'll be way ahead of me. And I'm an avid reader. I love reading. I have boxes of books. I've really whittled it down, but there's some that I just can't get rid of. And a lot of them are spiritual and motivational. They're all idea books, not fiction. So I've been studying this stuff since I was 18. I'm now 52, so I'm pretty versed, and I've heard. Oh, look at that! We have a little phone here that never rings, and I only got it installed for entering contests. And of course, it rang. It's probably telemarketer. So anyway, I've read these books, and I've had ideas, and my feelings on it, because a lot of people say, well, I really like meditation, and somebody says, no, feng shui is how you fix your life, and somebody says, no, Buddhism, and then somebody else says, no, I really like color work and Reiki and yoga and crystals and oils and whatnot. Actually, just to interrupt, Elaine, yeah, that's funny because I had that exact thought. I do look like, or actually she looks like me when I do my hair like her. So I think that every piece is part of a big puzzle. I think nothing is any less important or more important than any other thing. And I think if it resonates with you, then it works. Because there's so many different, what they call modalities. I don't think that's an accident. There's a reason there's so many different modalities, because what might work for you might not work for me, and vice versa. So that's part of the journey, is we need to figure out what works for us. And that kind of ties into my next book, because the next book I've decided to write is called Winning is an Inside Job, because the journey that I went on for the last 10 years really showed me that how you feel and vibrate, which ties into the law of attraction, another piece of the puzzle, really affects how things come about in your life. But I also had to go through it because that old Carolyn had to die. It's called The Dark Night of the Ego. You could Google Dark Night of the Soul, but I don't feel your soul doesn't go through dark night, it's through the ego. That's what I learned from Robert O'Hara, who was one of my all-time favorite mentors. He really spoke to me and really got me through that dark time, and I just love him to bits. So actually, that's the one book I don't have, because I lent it to someone and I never got it back, and it was autographed. So I have to go buy his book again. It's called Transforming Fate into Destiny. So the idea for the group, there's, unfortunately, with everything in life, there's, it's like yin and yang, and two sides of a coin. There's quote good and quote bad, and positivity and negativity. It's like on and off. There's always polar. And sadly, there's some negativity in the contest community. Gossiping, backbiting, cliques. And I never really like to talk about it, because I like to look on the, I swear I go through life most of the time with rose-colored glasses, and I like to look on the sunny side of life, and I like to be positive and fun. Unfortunately, for me, the reality is that there's some negativity out there. And someone posted, oh my gosh, I forgot her name. I gave her credit for the group in the main post. Totally escapes me at the moment. Anyway, she said, we need to have a place that's positive. And I went, yes, absolutely. That's what we need. So I've been following Mel Robbins, and she has something called the 5-second rule. So if you have an idea or an impetus, you have 5 seconds to take action, or you're going to lose the impetus. So I thought, fantastic. So I just went and started this group, because I thought this is a place where we can be positive, you can post wins, and we can talk about this stuff, this woo-woo stuff, and help each other win on another level. Because this doesn't just work for prizes, this works for all areas of life. So that's how I came for the group. And the chat, I blogged about this the other day. So I was walking along, I was doing it on my pin code hunt. Oh, Stacy, thank you for Elaine for the reminder. I could picture her Facebook photo, and her name popped out of my head. Isn't that crazy how we recognize people from these little wee icons, but names? It's kind of like at school when we go, hey, that's Devin's mom. We don't know her name, but we know it's Devin's mom. Hi, Dawn. Glad you could join us. So the idea for the chat came about because I was on my morning walk, and one of my contest buddies said, hey, I won a big prize. And I was like, damn, I wanted a big prize. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Usually I'm happy. And of course I typed back the appropriate responses. But part of me is like, why am I not winning? I'm going on all these walks. My hips hurt. I've been doing yoga. I've been eating well. I'm collecting codes. I'm doing all the right things. And it's not working. And I'm frustrated. And I'm walking along this is completely insane. So here I am. I'm out there. Hi, Joanne. And I'm trying to be a winner. And I'm crying. I'm just crying. It's pathetic. So I immediately think, okay, I need to shift my energy, because if I don't shift my energy, it's not going to do me any good. You're not going to win when you're bawling your head off. So I messaged a friend and said, okay, this is insane. I'm so miserable. What's going on? Because I also pitch, I also teach. There's enough prizes for everybody. So why am I whining? And why do I get upset when one person won when thousands of other people win too? It's because I know about that one and I don't know about the others. Like, that's insane. So it's what they call observer mode, where you can kind of look outside yourself and think, okay, the thoughts you're having are silly. They don't make any sense. They're all attached to ego. And you need to let that go. Very Buddhist. And so I thought, okay, this is crazy. And one of the things that I know that can raise your vibration is being with other people that are excited. There's nothing, that's why the sweepstakes conventions are so fun, because you're in a room with like 500 other people that are so excited to win, and you leave that convention and you're just buzzing. You're like, okay, I'm going to go win like every prize out there. Like, you're all excited. It's all that energy. You can literally feel the energy. And the other thought I had was, oh, it'd be good to do meditation. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to run one of these things. I'm going to do it. I have no experience in it, but I've done enough of them. So I thought, you know what? I know what I want to talk about. I know how I want to help people raise their vibrations. And so that's why I decided this is going to be the first of many. I'm thinking of doing it monthly. I'd like some comments, and I know you're all commenting on my straight hair, but I would love some comments on, or questions rather, on anything metaphysical, spiritual, inspirational, motivational, any specific author. I've read a ton of them. I haven't read all of them, but I've read a lot of them. Like, for example, I don't have any less than like 4 or 5 books stacked beside my bed. And then, of course, there's a whack on my Kindle. And so, for example, right now I'm reading Gary John Bishop's Stop Doing That Shit. That's his second book, and it's all about stopping self-sabotage. Fantastic. Wow, he really nails it. And I'm only halfway through. And the other one that I'm halfway through on is called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And that's really good. And I'm just getting to the meditation part. It's about connecting with your higher self and the infinite possibilities in the universe. How cool does that sound? So that's why I wanted to come on here and talk about this. So I don't see anybody posting any questions. So I will keep talking about some of the things that I do on a daily basis to raise my vibration. So I'm going to pull 3. I should have pulled them down. What's a reading? I know renovations. A reading, Joanne, as in psychic reading? Because I've had several of them. And one of the ideas that came about for the book was, so in 2011, let me kind of talk about how I came to know Robert Ohado. So in 2011, I'm going through this long divorce. I'm absolutely miserable. I'm crying all the time. Like, my winnings went into the toilet. I don't do the whole self-help. I just go through life and I hope don't mess up too bad. I'm pretty relaxed and chill, and I have a low vibration. Elaine. Actually, I think you have a high one because of the people you attract and the people that are around you. You'd be amazed. Okay. Kay Burke says, list my top 10 books. That would be good. Oh, she just means, guess what, Elaine? Yeah, okay, duh. Joe means actually reading a book. Guess what? All these books that I talk about are available on Audible as audiobooks, so you can just listen to them while you work around the house. How cool is that? I do that all the time. If you're familiar with the group, one of the things that I'm always posting are links to YouTube videos that were actually originally podcasts, and I put them on and I do housework. I fold laundry, I clean my desk, I sweep the floor, I do? What can everyone do to raise their vibrations? Okay, so actually one of the things I do, hang on, is affirmations, and I'm going to give you a few, and I'll talk to you about Robert. So I'm going through this miserable divorce, and someone said to me, now I thought it was my cousin, but it turns out that it wasn't him. So I actually don't know who told me to go listen to him, but I listened to him, and I just was glued to him. I will put some links to him in the group. Let me just make a note. Links to some podcasts that you can listen to while you work. Haha. Oh yeah, see, Kay does Audible. So I just love Robert, and so I listened to all of his podcasts. I was glued. He studied under Carolyn Mace, who wrote the book Sacred Contracts and Anatomy of a Spirit. Anatomy of a Spirit is actually one book I haven't read. It's kind of on one of the ones on the list that I would like to read. But I did read Sacred Contracts, and in Sacred Contracts they talk about archetypes. And I'm going to bet any money that most people that are contesters have the gambler archetype, because I know I do, and the addict archetype, which keeps us going. But I'm betting that it's also balanced out with the sacred version of the miser. So every archetype has a sacred aspect and a shadow aspect. So Scrooge, for example, is the shadow version of a miser. And thankfully, our gambling addictions as contesters is tempered by the sacred miser, because we'd rather win and enter stuff for free than spend our money on lottery tickets or gambling. So that's what we do. So anyway, so I found Robert, started listening to all his podcasts, and was absolutely glued to them, and discovered that I was codependent and I needed to heal that, and because I was married to an addict for a long time. My ex was an alcoholic. Thankfully he sobered up at the end, but it's still kind of dissipated the relationship. But the benefit is we have a daughter who is absolutely lovely. I can't believe she's going into grade 12. Holy moly, where did the time go? And so I started listening to him, and I was absolutely glued. And what's funny is, when I got my settlement for my divorce, he's fairly expensive, and I said, okay, I'm going to treat myself to a session with Robert, because in my mind, one reading with someone that could read your soul contract is worth 5 years of psychotherapy. So what he does is he takes your birth chart, which is your astrology birth chart, and it's a blueprint for your soul contract. And then he's intuitive, so he's done a lot of studying with people like Carolyn Mace and Norm Shealy, and he overlaps all these things together. And one of the things he told me is that my path is to kind of go down this spiritual path and teach people this stuff. And I thought, oh, I don't see that. And it's kind of funny, because as I've gone on, I kept my mind open and said, okay, well, if it shows up, it does. And I've been changing my business over the past year. And the idea for this group came out, and then I had the idea for the book, and I thought, interesting, this is kind of down that path. So we'll see where it goes. But anyway, so here's 3 of the affirmations that I have on my bulletin board to help me raise my vibration and kind of remind myself that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, rather than a human being that is learning spirituality. Oh yes, Kay says you're the teacher. Yes, I must have the teacher archetype. So one is universe. If anyone has something great coming to them and they're not willing to take it, send it to me. I'm open and willing to receive all of your blessings. I'll take pictures of these and post them in the group. This one is from Esther and Jerry Hicks, who channel Abraham. I saw them in 2007. It was pretty cool. Jerry has since passed, but Oh, Elaine said I tried to get a reading. The guy told me he was too confusing to read me, and he couldn't. Oh, that's a bunch of crock. Anybody worth their salt as a reader would be able to read you. Everything in its perfect time. Everything is unfolding. And I'm enjoying where I am now in the relationship to where I am going. Content where I am and eager for more. So this is what a good one I used whenever I'm feeling stuck in the muck and the mire, there's a reason for it. So the idea that I had for this chat was, here I am frustrated about the lack of winning, and then I got the idea for the chat. So was that really a bad thing that I didn't win the prize? Because now I have another aspect to my business and how I teach people? Right? So you can't necessarily say anything's bad. So Eckhart Tolle, in one of his books, I think it is In a New Earth, or it's The Power of Now, I can't remember which one, says, so there's a fable or parable he tells about a man who, wins a Ferrari, and all his friends are like, oh, you're so lucky. And he goes, we'll see. And he's driving along, he has a terrible accident, and the car's totaled, and he's in the hospital, and all his friends come and visit him and go, oh, you're so unlucky. And he goes, we'll see. And then there's a terrible storm, and his house gets involved in a mudslide and gets washed out to sea. But because he was injured and in the hospital, his friends came and said to him, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. And he says, we'll see. And the point of the parable is, we as human beings are the ones that label things good and bad, right and wrong, light and dark. They're not. It depends on your perspective. It depends on your life lessons. It depends on what's happening. And what you may see as something that's, quote, bad, may be directing you to something that is better or a life lesson. Because we each have soul contracts. We came down here to learn certain lessons. The soul, I'm going to quote Robert Ohado, the soul is not interested in security. The soul is interested in learning. So I'll post some of these too. And then this one, it says, thy will be done through me for the highest good of all and for the true manifestation of my purpose. Well, I guess I'm doing that right now. So it's another one I have. So I love this stuff. And so that's what I'm doing. So those are the other ones. Now, I hope I'm not being too muddled on this first one. So does anybody have... I'm going to put... Kay says we all put labels in perspective is different for everyone. Let me just see if there's any more. For some reason, I can't see the comments on the iPad. I can see them on my phone, but I have to lean in a little. I think I definitely need, see, I'm looking down through the bottom of my glasses. So, I just lost the comments. Let's see. Okay, well, somebody say something, maybe it'll pop back up. Only me. So, okay, so that's where we are, and that's how I came to have all this stuff. So I've got some notes here that I was thinking I would do one of these once a month, and maybe what I should do is each month pick a topic, because this is more like an intro one, right? Topic. You know what? That's a good idea. I'll pick a topic. So one week I'll talk about crystals and things, and one time I'll talk about affirmations and meditations, and another one I'll talk about different things. I should show you. I brought out all my books because I was going to start doing research for my next book. I'll show you all these books. I have literally 2 stacks, and I have to buy some more books. This is one stack. And I have another one, just the same. These are my books, and this doesn't include what's on my Kindle or anything. And I have everything from Norman Vincent Peale and Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich, the classic books. to, I like Deepak Chopra. We've got, asking your guides. Oh, here's the Carolyn Mace book I was talking about. Then the other thing I was thinking of is getting authors like Michael Loge to do a guest appearance on with me, and do, maybe I can figure out how to do live on the group together. There's Esther and Jerry Hicks. Oh, see, The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent. So there's lots of things here that I have. I like all these authors. I've seen a bunch live. I've gone on workshops. I've listened to podcasts. There's so many resources out there now, more than books, but I love books, and I prefer not to buy the Kindle versions because I like to hold the books and highlight and stuff. I know you can do it in a Kindle, but there's nothing like a yellow highlighter. But sometimes they'll have flash sales for like $1.99 on some of the big books for Kindle versions. So at that point, I can't really say no, and I'll put it on my Kindle because, why not? So I'm going to pick a topic and then interviews. I think that would be fun for this group. And if you're leaving me messages, I can't see a single comment. Let me try turning this to see if I can see any of the comments. Oh my goodness, this isn't working. Okay. Oh yeah, cases. Oh, I like. Oh, cases. I thought I was a book nerd. Oh, yeah. Why can't I see the comments? Oh, here we go. Yay, they're back, but now they're on my iPad. So, go figure. Who knew? And I have to have it upright. It doesn't show when it's sideways. Okay. So, since this is a good intro, I think. Pick a topic and ask for questions ahead of time. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I'll make a list of topics. Here's what I'd like everyone to do. Say, I'll make a list of topics that I want, and then I'll get people to start putting questions and seeing which order I should do them in. I'll kind of do it like a little bit of a poll in the group. And we'll start, and then we'll get ideas for suggestions, because I've already got ideas to interview a bunch of people. And then we can put it on that, up like that. I think that would be good. So how are we doing for time? Let me make sure. I don't want to run over. Oh, half an hour. So what I thought I'd do, because I know I have to admit this is a little bit selfish. The reason I wanted to do the meditation was to increase my own vibration, right? But it's kind of like I'm of the belief that all boats rise with the tide, and so that if I can raise my vibration, I can also help you raise yours, so we can just do it all together. Good idea, right? So I have these. I bought these. Oh my gosh. When I was married, my in-laws lived up on the Sunshine Coast, and there's like so many like hippie kind of metaphysical people up in BC. Loved it. And there was this like little new age store in town, and every time I go. Like my mother-in-law, she couldn't handle the smell because it was like a waft of incense when you walked in. I loved the place. And I was always buy something. I bought this hand-wired fairy. I bought crystals. I bought necklaces. When I was married, I bought my ex's singing bowl from there. And I bought these. So I only used them a few times. So one of the ways you can clear energy is by sound. So I would use these when I moved into a new place, and I would clang them all over. And then I also had a friend come in, and she did the actual sage and lavender smudging. That was kind of cool. So yeah, I do it all because, again, they're all pieces to a puzzle. And to me, I don't know which one works. So I'm going to do them all because why not? Here's my thought process. My dad gave me this thought process, and it makes sense. So if I do use crystals and say affirmations and meditate and do yoga and do all these different things that people think are woo-woo, and I'm right, I'm ahead. If I do all these things and I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. I didn't hurt anybody, and none of them are bad. I mean, who cares if I paint, one wall red, or I don't actually have any red in this house, but if I use, if I have I've got my little angel there. This is Trudy, by the way. I have Trudy. I love Trudy. She says, always believe. Isn't she cute? I just love her. I got her in Rochester. We went on a trip one time, and it was the store. I don't remember, but I saw her. I'm like, I like her. And then, believe it or not, when we were breaking up, my ex gave me this weeping Buddha. And you rub him, and all your worries go down his back, and he takes them from you. So he's gorgeous. He's carved out of one piece of wood. And then behind him is a massive piece of amethyst that came from Thunder Bay. So I don't discount anything. You never know, right? So anyway, I've got these, and what I want to do is I'm going to start this. I'm going to get you into the vibration. So we're going to do a meditation, but it's all going to be about winning. Hello, that's what this club's all about. And then I'm going to end with my morning affirmation. So I guess I want to give a little more clarity around that. So Robert Ohotto talks about different versions of your soul contract. You can live out the perfume version, the cologne version, or the eau de toilette version. So each one is watered down, or has less water, depending on which way up or down the scale you go. So my thought is, if I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be down here, and I'm going to go through all this crud and muck and mire, I want the perfume version. So I'll take the hardest stuff and the best stuff. If I'm going to do this, if I can live in a house, why should I live in a trailer when I can live in a mansion? I still live in a house, but why not live in the better one? Now, I might have bigger obstacles to overcome to get to the bigger one, but if I'm already here on earth, why not, right? So I'm already climbing the mountain. What's a few more rocks? So when I talk about that, and then the wording I use around my affirmation is literally piecemealed from different people doing affirmations. So I have a little bit from Jack Canfield, and a little bit from Esther and Jerry Hicks, and a little bit from Robert Ohotto, and a little bit from, I used to have the list of everybody. I'm so embarrassed because I don't like to steal ideas from people. There was actually Jay Shetty. There was an expose video I saw on him today, and how he's basically been stealing all the stuff he's been promoting. And he'll take a quote and he'll put his name on it instead of putting the person's name on it and then putting his website on the bottom to, promote that he's a teacher. And he's making millions of dollars, and now he's being called out. Not nice. And someone, I think it was Monica. Oh, I lost some of the comments. She said that she practices karma, and one of the things I want to teach you guys is karma isn't what you think. Robert Ohotto did a 14-hour series. I know, insane, called "Change Your Karma, Change Your Life," and basically what it boils down to is karma isn't somebody does something quote bad to you and they're going to get theirs. No. Karma is the intention and the vibration you put into an action you take. So if you love somebody dearly and you have nothing but good intention to help them, but it goes foobarish, probably nothing will come back to bite you because you were doing it out of goodness. If you were a little bit, gave some of the evil eye and stuff, and were a little snide or snarky or something, and nothing happens to them, guess what? It's probably going to come back and bite you, and you don't know where the circle comes. Now, this is what happens. People are really negative over here, And then something bad happens over here, and they're not connecting that this energy is the same as that energy. It all goes around. So you don't know how it's going to come back to you. Same with good karma, right? You put it out there and you help people and you do this, and then something over here happens that's really fantastic. And it doesn't even seem related, but it is, because everything is energy. So here, why don't we start, and we'll do a meditation at the end of every group chat, I think. And it doesn't have to, it's not going to be long. Trust me, it's only like 5 minutes or so. But what I want to do is everybody sit comfortably in your chairs, right? Get comfy. Make sure you're supported. I have this beautiful chair, which I'm sitting in. I really need to bring the back more forward, because I like to sit up straight. And close your eyes, and we're going to start by just setting kind of the energy. So hopefully everyone can hear this. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with this affirmation and say it to yourself. I am a winner. I'm a prize magnet. I'm a grand prize magnet. I have placed my winning request with the universe, and I expect to be enjoying my prizes very soon. I am filled with good luck, and good luck flows into me like a river flows into the ocean. I share my good luck, joy, and excitement for life with everyone I meet. I truly appreciate all the amazing opportunities and wonderful prizes that flow into my life. I am lucky, I'm a winner, I'm a grand prize magnet. Now, while you're in a winning vibration, I want you to imagine the number one prize on your bucket list. Is it a car? Is it an exotic trip? Is it a big wad of cash? You know, what is it? And it might not even be that big. It might be a meet and greet with a rock star that you've always admired. It could be a shopping spree at your local mall. Whatever it is that you want, I want you to imagine that prize in front of you. So if it's a trip, put yourself on the beach or in front of the, most iconic place in the country. So maybe it might be the Colosseum or the Eiffel Tower or, the Golden Gate Bridge. Wherever it is that you want to win a trip to, picture yourself in that arena. If you've got money, imagine yourself at the bank depositing that check that you've won. Now, the trick to raising your vibration is it's all-encompassing. I want you to, if possible, taste it. Or if you're on vacation, what does the fruity drink taste like? What does the buffet, if you're at the buffet in the morning, what does it taste like? Actually, even if you're at the ocean, I love being in the ocean, because I'll always dip my hand in the water and put the salt water on my lips and taste it, because it enhances, because you can already smell it in the air, the sea air, right? If you're dreaming about going to Italy, just imagine walking through the streets and smelling the restaurants. Oh my gosh, just fantastic. If you're imagining winning a car, just imagine sitting in that driver's seat and that new car smell. Oh my gosh, how does that feel? Or what does the bank smell like? What does money smell like? Imagine yourself in the bank, very clinical smelling, floor polish. Smell it. See yourself there. Look around. What do you see? You see palm trees, or, other tourists taking pictures, or you see yourself driving down a windy road, or you see all the other people in line with you at the bank while you're waiting to deposit your check. What do you hear? You can hear the sound of the car, right? You can hear the vroom vroom of the engine and the other cars beside you, and maybe some sounds of things that you're passing by as you're driving down, country road. Maybe you hear some cows and some birds, or if you're in the city, maybe you hear other cars honking, or the change going into the toll booth as you whiz by throwing in your, your quarters. What can you hear if you're, in Europe, or I don't know, pick a city. Do you hear a foreign language? Are people speaking? If you're at the bank, what do you hear? Do you hear the manager calling out for one of the tellers, and people chit-chatting around you in line? Do you hear the click-click of the keyboards as the tellers are inputting all the data? Imagine your best prize happening. How do you feel once it's happened? What does it feel like once it's finished? So now you've picked up that car and it's parked in your driveway, and you've had it a couple of months now, and you're getting the kids ready for school, and you're going off to the groceries, and you're taking, your partner to the movies in it. You're just doing your everyday life in it. So how does it feel to have this vehicle in your life every day? You're now back from vacation. It's been a couple of weeks. You're at work. You're still a little bit tanned. What was that like? It was so nice to have been there, and you changed your Facebook banner to be the picture. What does it feel like when you took a cooking class in Italy or Greece, and now you're at home making the dolmas or some pasta dish that you took in that class, and now you can recreate that experience for yourself? How does that feel that it's already passed? That's how you need to think and behave when you're imagining your prizes. You have to envision it as if you're in it, and then you have to feel it as if it's already happened. And that's the message you're sending to the universe. And I want you to take that image of whatever it is that you want to win, and I want you to put it into a bubble. Just like when you're children, you're blowing bubbles, and they've got that film around them and it all swirls with color. Take that image and put it in a bubble, and now it's very light as a feather, and you can just blow it up and send it out to the universe, and just let it float up and have it go up. And now I'm going to end this meditation as your dreams and wishes all float up to the universe with my morning affirmation. So when I wake up in the morning, before I even open my eyes and I'm in that half sleep state, because I believe when you're sleeping, that's when you connect to the universe and your dreams and thoughts, I say, I now choose to request and receive to live the perfume version of this soul contract as Carolyn Wellman, with every clause in the contract being executed for the highest good of all, with the most benevolent outcome for everyone, this or something better. And I put it out to the universe. I'm so glad we did this meditation together. So just slowly open your eyes, breathe, breathe. So that's what we're going to do. This was our first Good Vibration chat and meditation, and I think we'll do these once a month, and we'll have different topics. So we'll delve deep in each topic. This one's a good one just for a big overview. And we'll do some interviews, and so I'll have something special every month. Be sure to post your wins in the group. It's so fun. I love seeing what people win. And any of your favorite things, if you want to put a wee book review, if there's an author you love, put a book review out there. Kay said, she thought she was a book nerd. Well, I have some books too. If you saw a good movie that you think people would enjoy, that have a motivational, inspirational, spiritual message that could help them live a better life, share that. So we're not limited to anything that would raise someone's vibration and bring positivity to the group. Share it, whatever it may be. And good luck until next time. If you're watching this on repeat or on demand, I do check all the comments, and I will save any questions for our next chat and post ideas, affirmations, quotes, book reviews, anything positive. We'd love to see it. Until next time.